Oh, I could have set a intro video. Hey, Charlie, thank you for the 7 months of being in my little club. Nice state of disorder, peace. Go rest. Go rest. I'm a little bit early. Well, just a couple minutes early. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hold on. As y'all know, I'm not very. I'm not very. Hope everybody's having a great day. State of disorder. Deborah Clancy. Hello, hello. Hello. All right, we got to talk about this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch right here gives me traitors. Hello, Catherine from upstairs. I love you. Catherine wanted me to tell everyone hello. But here she is in the chat. Devin will probably fall suit right quick. All right. I'm not organized today. I've been dropping everything I pick up today. I don't know. Hopefully this will be better. Did you see the video I tagged you? I did not. I will go back and look. I love me some NASCAR now. Come on. Hey, Daphne. Enlightened Rogue. You know I love me some NASCAR. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, rain girl. Mama. I love you, Mitten Mama. All right. I'm not organized, but I'm an organized, not organized. Band aid of memories. Hello. SDA. Hello. 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 Timeline. I'm trying to do things that make me more. What is the word? Organized? I don't hold out a lot of hope. So we just might have to community. Well, I'll go look. Clancy, I will go look at that. This I've got to do a trigger warning because some of this, a lot of this, is quite upsetting. So let me find my trigger warning banner. Let's do that. There you go. Looky there. Trigger warning. Hey, Mayor's daughter. This woman, not woman, this man, sorry, not woman. What am I talking about? Catherine, you might have to come help me up. Yeah, this guy did a lot of shit in the time, his little reign of terror in Skidmore, Missouri. Some of it is quite, you could fall asleep to me. I'll whisper. Ben and Ben. Just so y'all know, the Toronto Maple Leafs are playing, and they are 2-up. Hey, Steve, hold on. I gotta mod you back. How you doing, Steve? Oh, I love you. Let me see. Turn it down. Let me turn it down. I've been watching Brad Mondo videos all day long. All day long. So when it came on, I'm like, when I first, came on, I wanted to go, hey, beautiful, because that's the way he starts his. All day long. That's my biggest thing that I've done. Watch Brad Mondo all day. Let's see. Hold on, let me get. Oh, you son of a bitch! What is the fucking problem here? There. No, that's not me. Hold on. This is why I need constant supervision. Constant supervision. I'll get it in a minute. Hold on. We'll get there. We always get there. We'll get there. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. 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 Okay. That should do it. Hey, Warrior Grandma, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna make this mediocre day better. Just like my catchphrase. My content is mediocre, but I deliver it with enthusiasm. Hi, Wolf Rider. How are y'all? Happy? I got out the mock tee. Well, it's not. It's actually. It's not a mock turtleneck, but it's a little cold here in Virginia at night. So I thought, well, let me ring in fall with a black turtleneck. I've got my water here. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Mama Cannoli. Hello. Well, if you say so, I think it's interesting. Y'all think it's interesting. That's really all that matters. Stop it, Mint Mama. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. I'm good to see you. All right. I used my paper clips to my advantage because I only have about, how many you think, Catherine? About 900 paper clips in this desk right now? And I tried, but I'm just got to plow through this shit because it's a lot. No, I did not. Disorder. I did not. It's just, Clancy, it's beyond disgusting. It's beyond disgusting. I mean, I guess as a human, well, no. I always have to choose my words. There are some human beings on this planet that don't deserve to be on the planet. And if they are escorted off the planet, as a human, we shouldn't be going, oh, she's coming for my job. Yes. He could be my co-host. He could be my co-host. You know, it could be my. So what I'm going to start here tonight, what I'm trying to do different ways of starting things out. Instead of just plowing through, Lee, hello, love. Thank you. Do you like the way I worded that? I'm trying to be very, very careful the way I do it. Instead of just plowing through, he was born this time, he was, no. We're going to start, we'll try to start with the incident, his murder, and we'll work our way back to figure out, well, thank you, Lee. I'm trying to break in, thank y'all. I'm not fishing for compliments, but I'll take every single one of them. Oh, yes. He would shoot people, Clancy. He would shoot people. This man was indicted 21 times in I'll say 20 years. 21 times he was indicted for serious crimes. Never spent a day in jail. Not one day. Until the last one. The last indictment just wasn't going to work out for him. And what these people did in the middle of this town, I'm not saying vigilantes are the way, but thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. The whole effing town, Warrior Grandma, the whole effing town. They did. It was glorious. I mean, we'll get into it. I'm going to let everybody filter in, get some popcorn, get your little beverage, put on your pajamas, and we're going to go. Hey, Carrie, my sweet love. You're overwork. I'm over it. Girl. At least all I did all day was watch Brad Mondo videos. What are you going to do? I'm trying to think if I did anything else productive. I cooked dinner. London broil, rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat, and green beans. So I did do that. Oh yeah, no, but yeah, there were look, when this son of a bitch got shot, literally there were anywhere from 40 to 60 people in the street. And London Bro, I love them. Oh God, Ranger, I love them. That watched it. I mean, and this is my sweet love. I'm impressed with myself. Oh yeah. I'm in that I'll be, say I'm watching Brad Mondo all day, which I did. And something will click off in my hey traders. Something would click off and I hear about a case where I don't say a case, but a case. And I'm like, turn I don't wait a minute, I've heard this before because I have, yes, Milton was an asshole for sure. For sure. But we are Americans, and what do? We rebuild all the fucking time. We rebuild without no help from nobody. All right. That's what we do. Hate the country, love the country, hate it. We do what we do is we help ourselves up. And because ain't nobody gonna come running. Remember 9/11? How many fucking people? That's a whole nother thing. I'm Sarah. Oh, you driving home? Thought you would go to the beach. All right. Please note we have a trigger warning. Because some of this, a lot of this is bad. He liked young girls. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. He liked young girls, and he always liked young girls. And I don't know what took him so long to kill this son of a bitch. I don't know what took him so long. So let me add in y'all know I got to add in the pictures. I'll forget. Here I am. Hello. Let's see. I'm going to put me down here. There we go. Look at me. Nope, wrong one. Oh, I just took my whole self out. Nope, don't want that one. We'll just go back with that. This guy. And then at the end, we will do yet another case of two missing sisters who were little children of color who do not, that they never get covered. Hey, Ribbit, how you doing? Yeah, the Skidmore bully. Oh, really? Oh, I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something I don't remember. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I got it. I don't know what took them so long to kill this son of a bitch because I can't even put my. We'll discuss. We'll discuss. We'll discuss. Traders, if y'all don't know, is the undisputed champion of the internet today and every day. And if you don't know it, you should know it. You don't know it, you just got told. How about that? How about that? Let me go. Well, I just gave y'all all of them. What I was saying now, remember? If two black children were, hey, Sister Callie, were kidnapped today, do you think anybody's going to cover it with any kind of, like they do anybody else? No, they're not. So when you add up on that a cold case, I'm curious if you add to that a cold case of two, little beautiful little girls, and you put 20, 30 years on it, nobody's looking for them. Nobody was looking for them from the beginning. Sorry, but they're not. So we're going to do another one at the end. Yeah, he got took down. He got took down. So let's see. We'll start now. All right. So what we have here is Ken McElroy's truck. And this was parked outside of, I think, the B&G Tavern, a bar. He had just gotten released on bond from attempted murder, where he got convicted of it. He had just been let out on a $30,000 bond that he pays in cash, by the way. And he goes down to this little bar where, it was like the only place in town where the adults met, I guess. He had a gun with a bayonet. He is sitting in that bar talking about how he's going to kill Bo Bowenkamp, who he shot, is the person that he had shot. Okay. And then shot the man in the neck. Let's go. I'll show you him. There you go. There you go. Hey, Perry Meadows. Oh, so what happened was the town's men, there was supposed to be a hearing this day, with Ken McElroy, and all the men in town said, we're going to go to this meeting. We're going to, because it's in the next county over, we're going to stand up for Bo and this whole thing. Well, it got canceled all of a sudden. Obviously, it always does. So they were all in the street. They were getting ready to go. So they went and talked to the sheriff. He said, you know what, guys, you need to form a neighborhood watch. And they said, excuse me? He said, yeah, y'all need to do a neighborhood watch. Mind you, for 20 years, these cops didn't do diddly dick to this man. So the men said, okay, we'll definitely form that neighborhood watch. And the neighborhood watched while this fat fuck got murdered in his truck. So he was sitting in the truck with his wife, the wife that he started having sex with when she was 12 and knocked her up by age 14. Trina is her name. So I think McElroy got into that tavern. He started doing the shit he does, like trying to, intimidate the whole town. And the whole town wasn't reacting the way he's used to them doing. They had a little confident, okay. So I'm almost sure that Ken McElroy probably thought, let me go get in my truck. This is not feeling the way it usually feels. They're not scared of me today. He gets in his truck right there. His wife's on the other side. Everybody from the tavern comes outside. Everybody from up and down the street come outside. Somebody in the crowd, two people actually, started firing. Yeah. So here's the truck right here. Here's another view. Oh, that's him right there. Doesn't he look like a sleazeball? I tried to, you see a little bit of blood on the windshield. I try not to get too crazy, but I mean, here's everybody checking his oil after it was all done. And that's the one. So how did this man get murdered in the middle of town? And nobody has ever been prosecuted for it. Let me tell you this. No one even called an ambulance when this fucker got shot. Why would they call an ambulance? I don't care. All right. They're all checking his oil. I mean, that's sweet. Look, that's nice. Let's go back. There you go. No idea what they're looking at. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, so when the policeman, the sheriff guy came back, right? He said, listen, y'all do a neighborhood watch. I'm going to go a couple towns over. So I won't be here today. Wink, wink. And they were like, oh, okay, we get what you're putting. All right. So, yeah. I'm checking his oil. I don't know what everybody doing. All right. Let's start from the beginning. There is Skidmore, Missouri. Now, I'm sure Skidmore, Missouri is an absolutely lovely place. It has gotten a pretty bad rap because there's been a couple of things that went on in that town that weren't quite kosher, but anyway. And let's talk about Mr. McElroy. So it depends on where you go to find this. Either he was was the 13th child of a couple that had 14 children, or he was the 15th child to a couple that had 16 children. It goes back and forth. Sorry, hold on. God bless it. Allergies. Sorry. So June 10th, 1934, Ken Rex McElroy was born to Mabel and Tony. They were farm migrants. Let's put them that way. Yeah. All right. So there's also conflicting evidence about this. He supposedly got some kind of head injury when he was a child, right? Which they will, experts do say that, a lot of head injuries or a bad enough head injury is going to ruin your whole life. Did this head injury make him this crazy? I don't know. There's also a story that he didn't get the head injury until he was like in his, maybe 20s. In 1952, he married his first wife, Oleta. He was 18, she was 16. Back then, wasn't a big deal. We're not going to make a big deal of it now. Hey, Mr. Yokel. But it's not going to. Yes, Enlightenment. Don't even get me started on that. Don't get me started on damn Atlanta child murders. So in 1954, he got married in 52 at 18. So 54, he was working for his sister's husband in construction. And he got another traumatic head injury. I really don't know how. It's not clear how, exactly what happened. But so we now have two head injuries. The last one caused him pain for the rest of his life. Oh, fucking well. Mm-hmm. So in 55 or 56, Ken and Oleta moved back to Missouri. They'd gone to Colorado to live. They came back to Missouri. They settled in Skidmore. Okay. In 1958, so this is 58, he got killed in 1981. So here we are at 58. He becomes involved with a young woman named Sharon. So he divorces Oleta. He marries Sharon, the younger kid. And he did that so he could get out of a charge of him. He assaulted her, sexually assaulted her. He also accidentally shot her during an argument. Oh, state of disorder, you don't even know. We ain't even scratched the surface right now with this son bitch. So yeah, he goes on and marries her because a wife can't or doesn't have to testify against her husband. However, I always thought that if they weren't married at the time of the crime, she could, but she wasn't going to do it anyways, and it doesn't really matter. So in 1960, he moves in another girl, not women. He don't fool women. He moved in another girlfriend into the marital home, and her name was Sally. Oh, Sally. So it's him, Sharon, and Sally, all in the same house. Isn't that sweet? That's lovely. And they began spitting out children. These two women, these two girls. So we're going to go into more detail on that because I decided, yes, this is a trigger warning, but look, we're going to get there. This guy was a pig. I mean, I can't even tell you. He was a effing pig. All right. Also, let me tell you this. He quit school when he was in the 8th grade. 8th grade. He couldn't really read or write. Never had a job in his life. Didn't even have a social security number. Did not have a social security number. But let me tell you, he always had, cash to get himself out of these problems. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So he dropped out. He's, we did the early life. Yeah, got hit by the thing. And what did this thing call him? Moderately? No. Yeah, moderately handsome. I don't see it. Let's go find him. I don't see moderately handsome. Nah, he looked like a grease ball to me. But that's just me. He was muscular. He was short. He weighed like 270. He was, very short. Yeah, no social security number. State not one. Never had a job. Couldn't read or write. But he was up. He would do like cattle rustling, and he would steal anything that wasn't pallet. How are you? He would steal anything that's not locked down. He would steal, the cattle. Any kind of equipment he wanted, he would just go take it. And people real quick learned, man, this guy's nuts. Let him have it. Shit. Yeah, we'll get to Trina. I'm looking at Trina's thing. So he had about Sharon and Sally started pumping out the kids, right? And he had about at least 13 to 14, maybe more children. He has 10. He had 10 like normally, but he knocked up a lot of kids in that damn town. It's disgusting. So, okay. Trigger warning. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this, but in broad daylight, he just did whatever the fuck he wanted to. Let's do this over here. All right. Now, how did we get to Trina in a car with her husband while he gets his head blown off? I told y'all he started dating her. Well, dating. He became infatuated with Trina when she was 12. I told y'all that. By 14, she was pregnant. At 14, she and Sally, I think it was Sally, could have been Sharon, when Trina's first child was born, a son, right? She escaped to her parents' house. She left him and she escaped with Sharon, the other girl he was knocking up. Now, when Mr. McElroy, his little deal was he would sit outside of your house. He would just sit there and stare up at your house. This is what he did every single time to every single victim. He would sit outside and stare at your house. You would call the police and say, listen, McElroy's out in front of my house. Can you come? They were like, nah. He has every right to be there, and he won't do nothing. So nobody ever came. In the thing with Trina and her parents, she ran to her parents' home to try to get away from him. He went and got her back, her and Sharon, and the new baby. Brought them back to his little house. Then he took Trina back to her parents' house. He went into their little house. They were gone. The parents were gone for the day. He shot their dog, and he poured gas all over the fucking house and burned the house down. He burnt their house. She was with him. Trina was with him. Did he get convicted of that? No. Why are you going to call the police? He liked to do that. He caught a lot of things on fire. Sorry, guys. So we have Oleta was the first wife. Then we have Sally or Sharon, I don't know. And then we had another wife, Alice, who was too very young. And he would just move them on in the house. Why not? Why not? He would also marry these younger girls to get out of the statutory rape charges. So there was not a district attorney, there was not a sheriff, a deputy that wanted to go head to head with this little asshole. They just didn't, he was too. We're going to go on. Now, he had a lawyer, Richard McFadden. He's McElroy. This guy's McFadden. Trina's last name before she married him was McLeod. There's a lot of mix there, but anyway. So the only person in any of the tri-state area that liked this guy was his attorney, Richard Martin, because, and I'm going to quote, best client I ever had. He was punctual, always paid in cash, and kept coming back. I was the only friend he had. He told me he would pay me whatever I needed to keep him out of jail. And he did. He would pay this guy $5,000 per felony to get him out of jail. And it worked every time, except for the last time. So let's talk about his love for children. Ken McElroy loved children. Unfortunately, he just liked to screw them. Anyway, so he married the first time I told you. Then during his 20s, he married, in his 20s, he started coon hunting. And he had a whole big lot of friends of him that were coon hunters. And they would go out at night and I guess hunt coons. I don't know, raccoons. I don't know what to do. He would tell all of his buddies in the coon hunting club about his young meat, M-E-A-T, meat. And he would actually pay the boys that went to school with their young meat, he would pay them to have them introduce him to one of the girls in the playground. Did y'all hear me? Playground. He paid the younger boys to introduce him to children he thought he might like on the effing playground. Mind you, the school knew what he was doing. Did they do anything? No, they didn't. Why would they do that? Yeah, coon hunting. But these coon hunting friends, they got him out of a lot of trouble. It gets worse. We are not even scratching the surface here. It gets worse. He bought and sold dogs. And I think if we go back, here's one that he would train. There's another one. A lot of him with pictures of dogs. He loved the dogs. I don't know. I might have put all of it. A lot of his pictures of different dogs. If he treated people like this, can you imagine what he did to those dogs? Look at that. I mean, that dog's probably scared to death. What is it? How did he make that kind of state of disorder? That's a great question. Guess what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows where the money came from. He stole shit. Yeah, he stole shit. He did some cattle rustling. I don't know how much money that makes, but when you've got all these wives and all these children and all these charges, $5,000 per felony that he paid McFadden to get him out of. Where did the money come from? We would all love to know. I would love to know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows nothing. He would prey on these girls that were from poor families or, he would absolutely prey on them. And unfortunately in this country, look, hey Vids, we got a lot of kids like that are just prime for the picking. But anyway, so all right, so he married Sharon, right? And then he started out with 13-year-old Sally. Now, here's the thing. She wouldn't have sex with him at 12 and 13. So he beat her half to death. Until she had sex with him. Nobody was coming to help Sally. Nobody was coming to help Sharon. Nobody was coming to help any of them. They were on their own. Their parents, he would come in there and to intimidate their parents. If the parents if there were charges, he would go to McFadden, give him $5,000 per felony to get him out, and the guy did. So, here we go. He had a harem. Thank you, Vids. Thank you. So, all right. Well, let's start with. All right. Okay. All right. So, a total of 7 of his children were with. Sharon had children in 1961, 1963, 1964, 1965. But wait, Sharon had children And Sally had children in 1961, 1963, and 1964. All of them are in the same house. All of them in the same house. That's 7 of his children right there. So he would too. He would. I think he would go and he would give them money. He'd give the parents money as well to get them out. To get them out of stuff. It worked. It did work. Um. So then he met Alice. He met a girl named Alice. She was 15. She was from 50 miles away from him. He abandoned the other girls and their children and set up housekeeping with Alice, who began turning out, guess what? Babies, more babies. Um, then he went back to the home with Sharon, Sally. He had Alice with him. Everybody's having babies. Everybody, so Merry Christmas. Everybody's by the tree. You know, I don't think I, I mean, I did right here. What did they see in him? It didn't matter what they saw in him. It only mattered what he wanted. Apparently, you know, I don't know. Um, he beat every one of them, but the last one, little Alice, he beat her half to death because she wouldn't have sex. All right. Now it says here that he would. He's all right. So let's go. We got the sideburns. All right, let's look at the sideburns. When he looks like a wannabe Elvis. Yeah, look at the fucking sideburns. I can't with this. I can't. He's so beautiful. Um, and he acted like a real tough guy around town, especially when he had a weapon, and he always had a weapon. So, we'll just go on with that. And I put here like many rednecks. He dyed his hair black. I'm sorry, rednecks. Hey, Jameson. A Timu Elvis. That's right. Exactly. Um, so then we're gonna I've already said something about Trina, but she's kind of the last one that she was 12 years old when he met her. And I know I went through this a minute ago, but you know, in the time frame here. Thank you for being a member for 16 months, Vicky. I love you for it. Thank you. So when he met Trina at 12, yeah, and he got her pregnant by 14. And I told you she had the son. Here's another thing she did. She took off with that son. She took off after she tried to go back to her parents' house, and he burnt the fucking house down with Trina in the car with him. She tried one more time to run, right? She ran to another town. She went to a doctor. She took the little boy. Hello, deal you poo. Deal you woo poo. All right, I like that. So she went to another town with the baby to get him checked out. The doctor that she went to see was like, wait a minute. You look very young. How old are you? And she was like 14. I'm 14 years old. So the doctor calls social services and says, listen, I've got a 14-year-old girl here with a baby and we need some help. So social services came. They put her and the baby in a foster home. Okay. For months, they tried to they needed to deprogram her. She was that far, you know, not Munchausen. What is it? Stockholm syndrome. There you go. Stockholm syndrome. Oh, sit back. This is stupid. Yeah, so the doctor called the social. She got put into a foster home with the baby. They were trying to deprogram her ass. But McElroy found out where they were, went to the house, and sat outside of the house and stared at the house for hours and hours and hours. Never took his eye off the house, just staring at the house. Trina knew shit was getting ready to go down. All right, she knew. Eventually, the phone call started. He started calling, hanging up, calling and talking to him. He wanted his property back. Okay. So he did. The foster family had children of their own. He found out where their daughter went to school. To school. So he proposed, listen, he called the foster parents. Listen, I'll tell you what. I am going to go get your daughter from school. And then we'll meet and we'll do a daughter for daughter trade. All right. You give me back my girl. No, girl for girl. Hey, Jennifer, a girl for girl exchange. You'll give me back my girl. I'll give you back your girl. They called the police. The police said, can y'all say it with me? He has every right to sit in the street and watch your house for hours and hours and hours. He hasn't done anything. Calling you and threatening your child is not, not really what we would call a crime. So Trina goes back with him, with the baby, has more babies. And then we're on to the other stuff. Y'all ready? He also married Trina because they were going to take him to court for statutory rape. And so he married her. And somehow, some way, a magistrate had to issue a marriage license for a 14-year-old child. And this fat slob. But that was what Mr. McFadden told him to do. Go marry her. Just marry her. They can't do anything. Marry her. All right. Well, they did. So the prosecutor at that time, this was a new, how towns get new prosecutors, like they flip every couple of years. This new one that you said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to load this son of a bitch up with 8 charges. I'm going to put 8 different felonies on him. Let's see him get out of that. He got out of that by marrying Trina. Nobody in that town would. You weren't in your right. If you called the police on this guy, they weren't coming. And he knew if you called the police on him. How did he know? But the guy said, I'm going to pile 8 of them on. He split the charges into 2 separate trials. All right. So in one, they wanted to change the venue. They got it. The trial dates were set again. After a year had passed, Trina announced that she was, this is from the, she hasn't left yet. Trina's still there. Trina tells the foster family, I'm going to go stay with my grandmother. They knew she wasn't going to go. They knew she was going back to him. But the prosecutor tried. Once he married Trina, it was out the door. Once he left those foster parents alone, they were happy. They were like, it's a wash. We're not going to take charges out on him. So sorry. All right. So let me check my timeline. Make sure we're right. Moves young girl in, and while the young girl, Trina, I'm right on it. Okay. Alice was a son, so we've got Alice, Sharon, and Trina now having babies. Okay. Alice, Sharon, Trina all having babies. All right. Well, there was a farmer there named Romaine Henry. He had about 1,000 acres. I think it was 1,000 acres. It was a lot. And he was a farmer, right? He was out in his fields one day doing what farmers do. I don't know what they do, but they was, hoeing things. And he heard gunshots on his property. Mr. Henry heard gunshots on his own property. He goes over there to find out. He goes in that direction, right? And he runs up on Elroy. He said, what are you doing? McElroy, what are you doing? McElroy looks at him and says, are you the son of a bitch that's just trying to run me off the road? And McHenry says, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So Mr. McElroy, being of sound mind, pointed his gun from, he was sitting in his fat ass was sitting in his truck. He took his gun, pointed it at Mr. Henry, and fired a shot into his gut. Shot the man on his own property in the gut. He would have shot him again, but the fucking rifle jammed up. So you have, okay, that's attempted murder, right? Oh, but wait a minute. I do believe he got charged for that. Let me see. Yeah, let me look at my notes. While they were taking Henry to the doctor, to the hospital, McElroy went to his friends and said, "Oh no, please don't be shocked if that it gets better." He got his coon hunting friends to say he had been with them all day. He didn't know what this guy was talking about. This Romaine Henry, I never shot him. I was with my coon hunting friends all day. And the coon hunting friends said, yeah, he was. We were coon hunting all day and night. I don't know when you used to do that. So, reasonable doubt, he goes to Mr. McFadden and says, Mr. McFadden, here's $5,000. This is what I pay you. They're trying to get me for attempted murder because I accidentally pulled a gun on somebody's property, which I was on, and I accidentally probably shot him in the stomach, but I didn't really. Okay, well, he was charged with assault with intent to kill. He denied it. The coon hunter said, no, didn't do it. We did that. McFadden would always do the change of venue. That would take some time. And he always got him bond. He was bonded out on this. So they would get him arrested, the townspeople. He would come straight back. From being arrested. I mean, he was arrested a bunch of times. He didn't stay in jail. They would literally, I don't think Romaine had made it to the hospital yet when this fucker was out. This son of a bitch was out on bond. Anyway, that was on July 27th, 1976. All right. So we still have 5 years to go. Are y'all with me on this? We still have 5 years to go. He was a reign of terror. So when Henry came back, when Romaine Henry came back home, guess who parked outside of his house? Did you say Ken McElroy? You're right. That's exactly what happened. He sat outside of their house, Henry and his wife, and stared at the damn house. They called the police. The police said, if y'all know the song, sing along. He has every right to sit on a public street. He's not going to do anything. Just ignore him. For your tour? What? We're on a train. Everybody get on a train. All right. Change it. All right. Oh, we got some up here too. So he was ride by the house, park outside the house, stare at the house. They have another encounter, these two. So that it came to trial, right? The Henry shooting came to trial. He was again charged with attempted murder. So Henry testified that McElroy shot him in the gut, right? Mr. McFadden brought two of the coon hunters in to say that nope, they was with him all day, didn't do it. No. And it all got nowhere because the jury found him not guilty. I'll say it again louder. The jury found McElroy not guilty. I'll adjust my neck. My thing here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Not guilty. McHenry, I'm sorry, it's not McHenry. Romaine didn't get home before Elroy did it, and McElroy was back in the streets of Skidmore, jaws dropping. They thought, this is it. This is finally it. He has raped our children. He has, and now he shot one of them, and they're dropped. Now, you think that was over? Yeah, it's not over. So a couple of months after Henry got better and he was back on the field, you ain't gonna guess what. Well, he was on his tractor doing a fall harvest when he saw a truck parked at the edge of his field, the field he was working. As he got closer, he could see that it was, guess who? Do you want to know? McElroy, you're right. His bulky figure stood crouched over a gate. He was holding a rifle pointed at Henry, and Henry stomped on the gas of the tractor, and diesel smoke went everywhere, and McElroy took another shot at him. Missed him. But and you look, Romaine Henry thought, what is it? He didn't kill me. He's not, they're not going to do anything anyway. So nobody even, it got to the point people weren't even calling the police anymore. I'm going to go on. All right. We're getting ready to get into it. We're getting ready to get into what sunk this fat fuck. All right, you ready? Again, remember, he has got children. He's got 10, 20, I don't know how many children he had. They went into, his children went into, McElroy children went into a grocery store. And there were like maybe 4 or 5 of them. One of the smaller children, they were buying candy, all right? So one of the smaller children had a piece of candy, probably didn't cost a penny anyway, but the cashier said, whoa, that kid has got candy that she needs to pay for. And the oldest child, which was a girl, said, no, I was paying for all of it. ASG. I was paying for all of it. And a piece of candy is what started this shit. Let's get that right. So the girl, the teenage girl said, well, I'm going to go home and tell my daddy. I'm going to tell him, you have made a mistake. And so McElroy and Trina came back to the store to confront Mrs. Bowen Camp because they were obviously insulted that their child was accused of stealing candy, which really they weren't stealing the candy. But anyway, that's not here nor there. So McElroy said, look, well, just give me a pack of cigarettes and, we can just put this behind us. And Mrs. Bowen Camp said, oh, no, you're not allowed here anymore. We looked over at Trina. He said, what? And she said, oh, no, you're not coming back over here. You are banned. Goodbye. Well, that went over like a damn turd in a punch bowl. Hey, Okie. That went over. This was in April. This is April 25th, 1980. We're getting up there. Now, did he commit crimes during the 76 to 80? Oh, yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah. He stole anything he wanted. Again, with the cattle rustling, pigs, whatever the hell he took, everything. Yeah. Assault and batteries. Yes. He beat the hell out of somebody. He would shoot at him as he did Mr. Henry again. And the police would say, there's not really much we could do. Sorry, there's not much we could do. I'm not going to do it. So, try it as they may. I guess the Bowen cops probably did try to settle the thing, but just don't come back. They just said, don't come back. Well, I didn't sit well with it. So, I don't know. Trina is outside of the store raising hell. Now look, I'm not gonna victim shame. By then, I think she was more like an animal than she was a human. And I say this because at one point, I can do these stories. It's just so horrible. when the two girls, when Trina just had the son, and Sharon, Sally, Alice, I don't know which one it was, went to Trina's parents' house, and he also burnt down either Sally or Alex. It was Sally and Alice and Sharon. He burnt down one of their parents' houses too. I can't remember which one though. It's in here somewhere, but does it really matter? He's burning down houses everywhere he went. Um, when he went to get Sharon and Trina from the parents' home, he made them trigger warning. Right? He made them stand in the living room and disrobe, right? Take their clothes off. And he had them perform sex acts on him in front of the other girls. I don't know about the children. That's never been, I hope it went in front of them. But he got you down where he would debase you to the point where you're not even human anymore. All right. Um, you're not even human anymore. How do you come back from that? How do you live with that every day? How do you do that? I don't know. I guess the human spirit probably is kind of hard to. Yes, oh yes, Jennifer. Oh yes, yes, yes. Like I said, I could get into more detail. I don't think I need to. I think I'm probably giving a little too much detail. But because I can use the word rape and whatnot, because I'm not monetized, I don't put any ads on this thing. Never will, never have. Um, I can say these things that people go, "Oh, great!" No, I can say rape. You raped them, but yeah, stripped him. He made them strip and perform sex acts on him, and so they knew, don't do that anymore. Um, so then the Bauer camps got a job. Lois, I'll just call her Lois and Bo. Lois, the wife, McElroy called her house and said, "Listen, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll give you $100 if you and Trina, my wife, meet in the street and settle it in a street fight." Whereas Lois said, "I don't think so, honey. I don't. What do you? I don't think so." So he went to sit outside of the house every night. He sat outside of their house. He watched their house. He would fire guns in the road. They would call the police. The police said he has every right to be out on the street. He's not going to hurt you. Don't worry about it. He's not going to do anything. They knew goddamn well that he did do things a lot. They just didn't want to come out there. All right. So, all right, street fight, absurd. Yeah, they were. So McElroy and Trina were standing outside of their home the next day as though waiting for Mrs. Bauerkamp to come out and fight. She called the police, and McElroy, who had a police scanner in his truck, pulled away just before a state trooper and deputy arrived. She asked about filing a complaint, and the lawman explained once again that McElroy was within his right to be out there and they could do nothing about it. And that you fucked. So Lois and Bo thought, oh my God, we can't even leave our house right now. But they did. And it all got the shit. So Bo, who was 70 years old, right? We saw Bo. Let's look at Bo again. 70-year-old Bo. He's 70. This fat fart is in his 40s, right? McElroy. So Bo goes down to the store because he's got to let in a workman that's going to work on a cooler, right? So it's at night. So while Bo is there, he says, well, let me break down some of these boxes, that I have here. He got his little box cutter. He was cutting down boxes. He looked over, and Ken McElroy was at his back door, all right, with a gun. They did very little talking, these ones right here. So, okay. All right. So he's back there. He shows up. He shows up at the back door, which Bo has left open because the guy's going to come in and work on the cooler. He remains calm. I mean, obviously, Ken McElroy was there. We knew why he was there. So he holds the gun, he raises the barrel, and he shoots Bowenkamp in the neck. He shoots him in the neck. How this man lived, how Mr. Romaine Henry lived with a gut, a gunshot to the gut. This guy got him in the neck. Um, they were being harassed and threatened and assaulted, and nobody did a thing. They always said he was in his rights to be wherever he was, but this time he had shot, uh, Mr. Bauerkamp, and the town thought at that point, all right, look, the police aren't going to do shit here. We're going to have to do something. All right. What do you do though? What do you do when you hit everyone's, even people like there was a minister that came out and was on the Bo and Lois's side of this, right? McElroy started following him around and intimidating him. That's just somebody that was, you know, supporting them in this horrible thing that happened. It doesn't matter. So the guy that was fixing the cooler came in and found him bleeding, Mr. Bo there, bleeding from the head and neck. He lived. He lived. All right. And again, Mr. McElroy said, I wasn't there. I don't know. And then he was there. Oh, a minute. Yeah, I was there. He came after me with a knife. So I shot him. He had a box cutter in his hand. It wasn't a knife. And a 70-year-old man is not going to try to run through a 40-year-old fat fuck that's got a rifle when he's got a damn box opener. All right. But anyway, after 10 days in the hospital, Mr. Bo came back home. Of course, McElroy goes to see Mr. McFadden and tells Mr. McFadden, well, look, I know I'm paying you $5,000 per felony to get me out of jail, keep me out of jail. And, they honestly thought that this guy was going to get away with it again. 100%. Why wouldn't you think that? He had gotten away with this shit 20 years. So again, McElroy went back to his pattern of isolate the victims, right? You isolate them from town. You keep your fucking foot on their neck. I mean, basically. He cut them off from sympathy. Oh yeah, he cut the. I'm trying to get it all straight. He would cut the victims off from sympathy. He did that with the girls as well. If you think about it, he cut them off from sympathy. He doesn't want any of them to have any. Nobody can have any sympathy for these people. He made sure of that. In fact, we would make sure of it to the point where you really didn't care, like all the girls. When those girls tried to get somewhere else that was safe, he burned their house down. He would fire at him. I'll tell you this though, he did have a gun that gun misfired a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. So the Bauer comps couldn't even leave their house anymore. They had to resort to writing letters back and forth to the judges and the lawyers and all that. But guess what? After being convicted of this crime, all right, after being convicted of attempted murder on Bo, Mr. McFadden secures a $30,000 bond to get McElroy out of jail, waiting for the appeal. Okay. So the judge signed off on it. Why not? He attempted to kill someone. He has been found guilty of it. But because we're going to have appeal, give me $30,000 and you can go free. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So McElroy hits town, and I told y'all in the beginning, he had the gun at the tavern, all right, and he had a bayonet on the end of the rifle. He told everybody in that bar what he was going to do to Bo Bowercombe. He was going to do this. He was going to kill him with this. He was going to kill him with that. And that's when, hey, half pint. That is when the town decided to reach between their legs and find their balls. And I have no doubt that McElroy strolled into that town on that $30,000 bond and did a bayonet. Yes, a bayonet. He just like, um, yeah, he went back in. He went right back. The minister got phone calls from McKinney. All of a sudden, his phone calls started up again, right? McElroy would call the minister who gave sympathy to the Bo and Lois. He did that. Again, threatening them, isolating them, and that usually worked. That all the charges would be dropped after that. However, he won't go get out of this one. All right. He had been convicted. The appeal is why he was let out. I do not, you think, let's think about this. But you know what? I would say this was a different time, and it was a different time. It was 1981. Um, and because I was only like a teenager in the 80s, I was a teenager. And so, and we didn't have news like we do now. We didn't have we had just 6 o'clock news, whatever time came on. I know with me and my mom, we would get up every morning and we would read the paper to get, I mean, before I went to school, we read the paper. We'd switch off, I can't even say that I can remember reading anything like, I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's go. Okay. So one night, McElroy confronted the part-time town marshal. This is a funny story. Um, his name was David Dunbar, and he asked Dunbar, basically, Mr. Dunbar only made $240 a year being the town marshal. As soon as he talked to this fat fuck, he went on and withdrew. He said, "I don't really want to do this anymore, but thank you." Um, he all right. So McElroy also threatened the state trooper that came and arrested him. He also started to park outside of his house too. Nothing they can do. He was fully within his rights, right? Yeah. Anyway, so this is what we call this is we're sliding into home here in a minute. The last trial that he ever went through, God love him. We had a new prosecutor who was only on the job for 3 years out of law school. His name was David Bard, and he presented a complete case. The issue could not have been simpler. Okay, instead of all right, so McFadden, McElroy's lawyer, would always throw in change of venues and all these, that would. He was really good at what he did. That's all I'm saying. He was really good at what he did. You got this little guy who had been out of damn law school for 3 years, and he's all of a sudden the prosecutor, and he didn't know no better. Let's charge him up. So we had, Romaine Henry came in. Everybody started coming in, testifying. It's still, this judge still let him off on $30,000 bond. So 4 days after his conviction, McElroy strolled into the B&J Tavern with his rifle complete with sharpened bayonet. He claimed he was looking to sell them. That's why he said, "Oh, I'm not going to use these. I'm just going to sell them. I'm going to go into this bar with the gun and a bayonet, and I just wanted to sell them. I didn't want to kill anybody." Of course, the more he drank, though, the more he would, the more he would threaten Mr. Bo. Trina was sitting right there with him, beside him, the whole time. She had been, like I said, reduced to an animal. that you want to fight in the street. Really? Really? I don't know how much of that was him or her. I really don't know. She was polluted. He polluted her. He polluted every woman that he ever came across, girl, boy, whatever. Um, all right, so all right, Bard used a document in an attempt to revoke. Okay, so Bard tried to revoke his bail, McHenry's bail. Um, that's the hearing that all of them were going to. The town, I told y'all, the townspeople got together before an appointment, a court appointment, and they were going to go to wherever, St. Joe's, whatever, and they were going to watch the judge take his bond away because he had violated the terms of it. Well, it got canceled. It got canceled. So here's McElroy is like, y'all can't. I'm Teflon. You can't do shit to me. They could have and should have hauled him in. He did violate his bond. But when you're going after the sheriff, the prosecutor, any law enforcement, it worked. They were all scared of him. Y'all knows I'm flipping this shit, right? Here we go. We're getting down there. So let's go. I've shown y'all here. Hey, both. All right, he was sitting, him and Trina were sitting in this car. I told y'all that the bar started filling up. And then the other men were up here with the sheriff, right? And said, "What we need to do something. We're gonna, we were gonna go to this hearing where his fucking bond was gonna be, redone." And that's when the sheriff said, "Listen, y'all need to form a neighborhood watch." Now I'm gonna go three towns over today. I got something I gotta do. I suggest y'all form a neighborhood watch, and that's where we're getting. They said, "You know what? Don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're just gonna meet him in the fucking street." Now, this is July 10th, 1981. Again, he's with the damn gun. He's got the bayonet. The more he drinks, the more he's threatening Mr. Bowe, who was not even in the bar at the time. So when the party of men that were going to go to the hearing found out that it wasn't, going on, and then they said, "Oh, wait a minute, McElroy's down at the D&G. Oh, really? Let's go walk over. Let's go over there and see what he's doing." I have no doubt that McElroy started thinking, wait a minute. They're all here. It's only me and Trina. I'm not going to be able to get out of this, so let's get the hell out of Dodge. He gets Trina, he gets in his car. 60 people are in the street. 60 people. All of a sudden, shots ring out. Shots ring out. And Mr. McElroy is shot twice. Head, neck, wherever, right? He's dead as shit. Trina, who was sitting beside him and never got hit with anything, don't even know how that. I don't know how that happens. She did identify the person. She said shot him, but nobody else heard anything. Here's what was so funny. Although there were 60 people in the street, their story was, every one of their stories was, well, once we heard that first shot, we all ducked. We didn't see a thing. We all ducked. Nobody saw nothing. Nobody called an ambulance. Nobody did nothing. He was dead. The reign of terror was over. Now, mind you, the sheriff, who wink, 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 said, "Listen, a neighborhood watch. I'm going to go 3 towns over. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I won't be here. Your law enforcement will not be here." That's when the men said, "I was killing him." Yeah, they handled his ass all right. And isn't it just crazy? Oh, I'm sure they did. So let's look at his little thing. Here's another shot of the truck. And y'all look, it came from the side and from the back. I guess there are some here that are really gross. I didn't post because they were really bad at the truck, but Yeah, just that thing in the windshield there is bad. But I mean, deserve it? Yes. I told y'all again, they were so worried about the truck that the men in the neighborhood said, Trina, listen, we know we shot your husband. But we're going to check the oil in the truck so you get the fuck back over to your house. Okay, thank you. Right. So I do love to know what these men are looking for. But if you look back here, there's the B and J back there, Hey Squirrel Gang. You know, all these little, you can't see my damn pointer. But I think behind them is the B and J, the actual bar. Oh, look at Trina. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at her. So what Trina did was Trina, bless her heart, decides to sue the town, the man that she says shot her husband. I want to say she wanted to sue a lot of people. It was, I can't remember now. I think it was for $3 million, or was it $5 million? Let me look. I probably have it somewhere. But once it went to court, it was settled for $17,600 with no one admitting guilt. No one admitted anything. So let's look at his grave. Now, okay, this is Trina, and this is her friend. Let me see what this friend's name is. I think the friend's name is Atlas, or it might, I wrote it somewhere. I don't know if this is one of his wives. I don't know. Let's call him a sister wife, right? I don't know if that's one of them. I think it's Alice Wood, which could be one of the girls that he knocked up. But here they are. There's the funeral. There's a little boy there. You got Elvis Jr. over here on the left. Hello, darling. Might be a little Conway Twitty going on there. Don't really know. And here is what's left of Ken Rex McElroy. A little plate in the fucking ground with nothing on it, all by his lonesome. Fuck you, fat bastard. Enlightened Road, thank you. Thank you. Isn't this love? Yeah, hello, darling. They do look mean as hell. You're right. You're right. And again, 21 indictments, never was convicted until the last one. And that's the one that did him in. If he'd have stuck with 20 indictments, if McElroy would have said, you know what, I have got away with this 20 times. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to get away with this anymore. But that's not how it worked. It was that last one. Effed you up, boy. Oh, it effed you up, boy. Yeah, it did. Here's the thing. I understand that Trina was a victim. I don't think Trina was this woman that we see right here. I don't think this is Trina. Look, I don't believe that Trina was born. She looks really hard right here, but I've told y'all just some of the things he did to her and the rest of the girls, like completely debasing them. And made sure that the other girls saw him make her whatever in the living room while she is stripped naked. So I guess she had to protect herself, I guess, from, yeah, she actually passed away on her own birthday. She was 55 and she did remarry, and she died of cancer on her 55th birthday. So did she have a fair life? Absolutely not. She did not get a fair, she never had a chance. Really. And let's try to fight. All right, so if you're a parent today, which most of us are, can you imagine finding out that a 30, 40 some year old man is having sex with your 12-year-old, and you are too scared to go get that child? Because if you go get that child, if that child comes back, she's going to shoot your dog and he's going to burn your house down. He did it twice to two different sets of parents. I don't know I guess I can say that now because I don't know. I think I just want to kill him. It's very young. He didn't have a chance. You think at 12, she was having babies at 14. So she's 55. Oh, don't make me do math. Don't make me do math. She was 55 when she died. She started having children at 14. So her oldest child would have been in his 40s. That's right, though. Yeah, once they got rid of him, they killed the head of the snake, and all of them, all of the children, all of everybody. Just I tried to look up these children. I tried and tried and tried and tried and tried to look up even just a couple. There's one guy that did a ancestry.com and found out that his dad wasn't his dad. It was actually this fat bastard. So there's a lot more kids out there, but there was enough kids anyway. Um, so yeah, if she died at 55, yeah, that kid would be in his 40s. No, they didn't do no protective orders. They didn't do no shelters. Missouri, and I'm not even gonna fault. Well, I guess I will to a point. Skidmore and you had policemen that weren't going to do anything, nothing to help these people, and they would say, "Well, he's not going to do anything," but he sure as fuck did, didn't he? He did. He did. Hold on. So that's the story. How did we get there? Well, it took us a minute, but we finally got there, right? Um, Watch what you wish for. Yeah, so all right, let me think. So her oldest son will be 41, right? 41. Oh, I am going to I look. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm I know I look smart. Just kidding, I don't look smart. I, I can't math is hard. Um, so you have a child basically raising a child. It happens, don't get me wrong. It happens to the best of us, but not that poor woman. I tried to look up the children. You can't find nothing on the children. She was 12 when they started having sex, 14 when she had her first child by him. So, and then you had all those children that were rapidly coming through with Alice and Sally and Marco, whatever. They were just, filtering through. There's a lot of them out there, but you can't find none of them. I don't guess they want to. I mean, I don't know what I'd want to do. You imagine wanting to admit that that's your disgusting father. I left out a lot of details because they were just bad. It was bad. So let me find. Don't tell me I don't have these things. Hold that fuck up. There we go. Y'all know I like to end these with a uh cold case. We'll do that cold case. All right. Now let me get to. All right. Now these little darlings. Look at them. Every time the story. I just try not to put all the things in there. These little angels right here. This is Tianda and Diamond Bradley. They went missing July 6th, 2001 from Chicago. All right. Um, Tadanda was born in 1991, Diamond in 1997. They were last seen in the 3500 block of South Lake and Park Avenue. Let me give you some background. So, their mother, Tracy, went to work that morning at 6:30 in the morning, okay? And she was leaving the oldest girl to watch the youngest. So they were 9 and nope, 9 and 3. 9 and 3. Yeah, 9. We'll say 10 and 3. 10 years old, 3 years old. So the last thing I just saw him in the house. I don't know nothing else. So Tianda basically wrote a note and said, "Dear Mom, we're going to the store and then we're going to go play in the playground." Can you imagine a 10-year-old taking your 3-year-old to the store and then to the playground? But that's what it said, and that's what happened. She came back at 11 a.m. The mother came back at 11 a.m. Left a note, walked to the nearby school. So Tianda was enrolled in summer school classes, but they hadn't started yet. So, I don't even know what she was doing down there. Neighborhood children told authorities that they last saw the girls playing outside of their own home at 12 p.m. So neither child had been seen or heard from again. There were extensive searches at the time. Nothing. Nothing. Is there a suspect in this? Nada. Nobody know nothing. Nothing. Tianda was described as having a shy, she was shy in nature around strangers. She loved to run track and dance, and she uses the term girl often. Oh, that was cute. I mean, this happened in 2001. That's a sweet little anecdote that she used girl a lot. But anyway, so let's do this with their mother. Their mother was not cooperative with the police in the beginning. She wouldn't talk with the investigators. In regards to her child's case, she actually physically attacked a police officer that was trying to get information from her. I don't even think in an aggressive way. She was just aggressive and she pushed him, right? Touched him. Did anybody do anything? No, they didn't. I mean, her spiritual advisor, Tracy's spiritual advisor, told the media that officers had violated her rights by forcibly talking to her at the precinct. I'll say this again. Her spiritual advisor, Tracy Bradley's spiritual advisor, told the press that the police had stomped all over her rights by trying to talk to her about her children's disappearance at the precinct. Okay. And when she became combative, they restrained her with handcuffs. Good for you. So, here's some weird stuff. All right, so police found out that there was a North African man that had been paying child support for Deonda. All right. Well, he wasn't her father. He found out he wasn't her father. And recently, in regards to their disappearance, he found out that he was not indeed her father at all. So they were thinking maybe this North African man came and got the children, right, to get back at her for making him pay all that money. What's all that money? Probably not a lot, but anyway. So they tried to pin this on Daphne. I mean, right? But I love that the police said, you know what? Let's just say we think that the North Africa guy did it. Let's just say that. That way we look like we've been doing something. We haven't really been doing a whole lot, but let's just blame it on the North African guy. Here we go. The FBI agents went to Morocco to investigate this man, all the way to Morocco. There was no children there, so they came home. They also believe that Tianda would have absolutely contacted her family were she able to do so. So that's another thing. And so Tracy, we got Tracy. All right, here's a little, map here. So we have that's a pretty long way. That's a lot of blocks. I mean, that's a lot of blocks right there that these children walked along. Um, but the other children saw them outside at 12. Okay, well, the mother came in at 11. The mother came home at 11, but the children in the neighborhood said they saw the children playing outside of their building at 12. That don't make sense to me. Again, I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna have some odd facts. Okay. So over the years, there have been people that have come forward because there is a Facebook for these girls. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe their mother now is absolutely gung ho about we gotta find him. I don't know what was going on back then in 2000. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to blame anybody for anything. It doesn't match up. None of this matches up. Um, through the years, though, and see, I even had their address. I got their actual address here, and I was gonna show it, but why? Somebody else lives there now. So, but all right. So, this happened quite a few times. This last time that someone happened to say they went to the website and said, "Listen, I am actually Diamond Bradley. I'm her," and um she reached out to the families. The family's private investigator. Um, they did a DNA test. The woman kept on saying that she was her, but then when she was pressed for like little things that this child would have known, the girl would get really upset and not talk to him anymore. DNA proved she was not Diamond. So then we had another woman named Lele Rodriguez. Yes, Lele Rodriguez. She claimed to also know a lot of information about these girls and insinuated that she was possibly one of these girls. As she strung the family along that time, guess what? Wasn't no relation. So these people, her family has their family has been fielding these crazy people. um I the mother, and now apparently, like I said, if you go to Facebook, she's there. I guess it's her. I don't really know. I mean, you had these kids. It was suspect as shit that she doesn't. She can't look at them. Would you look at them though? And then we have age progression from the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They did an age progression here to early teens. Then they did another age progression based on the teenage. All right, so that's them now. That's them as teenagers. I'm sorry. This is them now. All right, so they've done another age progression from the teenage years to the 30s, and this is what they would projected to look at now. Diamond on the right, Tianda on the left. And here is also their age progressions. I mean, they do the best they can. Aren't they beautiful? I know. Um, 10 and 3. I understand that parents have to do what they got to do, and I understand that this woman was a single parent and she was trying to work, and obviously didn't have any babysitters, so she said, "All right, Tianda, take care of Diamond. And if you go anywhere, leave me a note." I'm not going to say anything about the mother. I understand the mother's plight. When you're out there alone, doing it for your children, for yourself, I don't. Only she would be able to, the mother, I mean, only the mother would be able to explain exactly what was going on there. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. See, now we have family that now I think are on that. They're on that Facebook a lot. Uh, the family now has popped up like, well, but she's in Chicago still. If you, like I said, if you go on Tianda and and Diamond Bradley on Facebook, it will pop up. It will pop up, and you can see. This was in 2001, July 6, 2001, that they went out, were never seen or heard from again. There are, besides the North African guy, who was never, I don't even think he would be even in there. There's not a suspect. There isn't a witness that has seen them. That, the children saw them outside at 12. Their mother came in at 11. So she should have passed her children, right? Or at least heard her children. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But their family now does monitor that. I think they also have an Instagram and whatnot. So every time I do a research for this, I will do the research. Then I will go to Facebook, because Facebook will have the families looking, for these children still 40 years later. Not these two, but Um, so I think there was one a couple weeks ago I did where I didn't think there was that the family. It was one of them. The two boys ran away from a group home, and I didn't think that one of the child's parents or family were looking for him. Until I went to Facebook and I found this whole big page that was nothing but their families, and yeah. So you can't always, if you read something, like I would read that stuff and I'll go, oh my God, they're not even looking. And I would, they were looking. It's just, what do you do? If I run out of folders? No, I haven't. Yeah, exactly. No, stadium. So I get it. No, I absolutely get it. That, you know, 100%. Here's what do I go on this? Or should I say this? Let me think. Should I say this? I'm going to say it. I'm going to go and say it. This is my view and not the views of anyone in my chat room or anyone who might come by my channel or any. Let me just say this. Let's bring this childcare thing. All right, let's talk about this for a second. So you have a mother. I don't know what deal that the mother had with Diamond's father, which was the youngest one. I don't know. I know that this man who thought he was the father of Tianda and wasn't. All right. So she's only working half time. All right. All right. Let's bring this up to now. Let's say that Tracy Bradley, the mother, was had her baby, right? Had her baby and was unable to do this, get childcare. I had to work. Okay, let's bring that up. All right, let's do that. All right. Now, let's go to pro. I am pro-life. I'm not, but let's say you are a pro-life, right? And all you hear about in the news and all you hear about as one of the major things for this coming up election, please vote if you're not registered, vote. Anyway, we're gonna when Donald Trump, I'll just say it, first time he ran was while he was president, said that there had to be some kind of penalty for a mother who sought an abortion. Where's the father? Mr. Trump, Republicans, what are we going to do to the father? Where are the fathers in all this? They get off scot-free. They do get off scot-free. Let me tell you that. So until we figure out what the daddies are supposed to do in this situation and not just the mothers, we get that all straight and we get that even, right? We get the father and the mother both responsible. And then we'll talk about who and what. You know what I'm saying? Just say. I get absolutely irate when all I hear about is a mother, you should have it. Well, we have to give you a penalty. Where's the goddamn daddies? They aren't there. They aren't there. And even when they're like, I I would take, let's see, I would be owed so much child support through child support enforcement. All right. And the father would get away with it. He would get away with it. He would go to court every 6 to 9 months, sometimes over a year. And they would say, "Oh, you know what, Mr. So and so, please do better." We're in a courtroom. My kid, who I cannot call the doctor on the phone and say, "Doctor, listen, my kid is sick, but her daddy will pay me child support, I don't know, about 6 or 7 months from now. Can you just wait?" Or, "Hello, Mr. Electric Man. I know that I'm behind on the bill, even though I'm working my goddamn ass off and I'm paying for child care and I'm paying for this and that." And her father is an artist, self-employed artist. He doesn't have any jobs right now, but he's probably going to pay me money in 9 months to a year. The gas, the electricity guy don't give a shit. The doctor don't give a shit. The pharmacist don't give a shit what that man's going to pay in 6 or 7, 8 months, which is already spent. Can I just tell you that? Whatever money you got 6 or 10 or whatever months later, it was already way spent. You already spent that money way back here. So when I hear about this stuff, I get it, right? I get it. But until you have a plan to get the sperm donors in court and let them start facing some stiff, pardon the pun, stiff penalties, don't talk to me about what I choose to do. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Now, that is my soapbox. And if you don't agree with me, that is fine. This is why we have a no drama chat room. We have a no drama. Everybody's opinions are valid. Everybody's opinions are valid. Absolutely. Yes, Daphne. A lot of us did that, didn't we? And wouldn't have had it any other way. I put my folder and I put my y'all know I gotta put my little done. Oh yeah. Listen. God love the grandparents, right? Because then my daughter has got 3 sons, and I mean, I'm trying to pick my words. Yeah, the father's good. I mean, he's good. He's good. I will not say a bad thing about my my grandchildren's dad. No, they're good, but she needs me a lot of the time. Child care. Okay. That's what we're here for as grandparents, right? That's what but I mean, I will never, every time I hear about stuff like that, and I know people have an opinion about it, and usually it's a strong opinion. But my thing is just make sure we make the fathers just as responsible as the mothers. And you know, that's all I care about. Really. Anyway. You know? Yeah, see, Deborah, I don't care. There are some people that are coming here. I mean, and I'll see them in other people's chats that I don't particularly, I won't say care for, but I mean, and I think we're lucky because I don't have bullshit over here. I do not have bullshit over here. We're talking about enough drama with these people, these cases. We don't need no more. This is a safe place to be. Safe place to be. I got it right on 10:45. Well, 10:44. So, listen, I'm going to go for now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Enlightened Rogue, you're my superstar. Thank y'all for showing up. I will decide. Let me give you the possible options for, oh, wait a minute, it might be upstairs. I have covered so far that I have not presented. Let me just go through this. So we have Jody Husentroop, Do y'all remember who? You might not. Well, the name was probably is very familiar. Jody Husentroot was an anchor for a television station in Minnesota, I think. Yeah, yeah. She did the morning show, so she had to be at work probably at 3:30, something like that. She was late to work. Her producer called her and said, "Jody, you're late." Jody, who's in truth? I know. I'll put it here in the thing for you. Let me see. Hold on. HSENTRUIT. Is that right? Oh, wait a minute. Is that right? No, I'm good. So she grows. She said, "Oh, okay." She overslept. She said, "Okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way now." All right. So the producer of the show is waiting and waiting. She doesn't come in at 6 or no 5:30, whatever. They kept calling her house. She was gone out in the house. So the producer had to do that morning show. The producer went straight over and called the police and said, "Listen, I know, right? But it's Minnesota. That's like, that's like they have those what are they? Celtic names. Um, they got to outside of her apartment. Something happened when she was trying to get in the door of her car. Her key was bent. We had jewelry, we had shoes, we had a hairdryer, all in the parking lot, and she was gone, gone. And she has never been seen or heard from again. There are suspects. She had a friend. This is a real convoluted story. Um, she's been married, only 30 years. I love you, Carrie. Thank you for coming in. I missed you when you were gone. Tried to alienate him from a lot of people do that. A light road, a lot of people do that. That's why sometimes I think that parents should have to pass an IQ test before they have children and a full mental screening, because people who treat children as bargaining chips or it's sad. These kids didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to be part of your bad decision. um anyway, that's one. She's one of them. All right. And then if y'all will remember, we are going to hold on. I got Corpsewood Manor, but I'm not gonna do that until probably I think we had the Circleville letters. If you remember the Circleville letters, if you ever watched the old Unsolved Mysteries, Jody Husentroot was on there. Um, the Circleville letters, which was a case where somebody in a small town started sending these letters to everyone in town about shit they done done, shit they done did. Okay, and um, uh, somebody died. It's very, just trust me. It's interesting. Um, I also have Haley Cummings. Think back with me. Haley Cummings was a little girl who lived with her dad, with her younger brother, and the dad had a girlfriend named oh fuck that bitch's name. What the fuck that bitch's name? Shit, what was her name? Let me flip through my 1,000 pages of Jody Husentroot. I also got Trudy. I got Husentroot, and then I got Trudy Appleby. That's another lost kid. But that's one we're gonna do. Trudy Appleby next year, next month, next week. Oh yeah. All right, so plain Jane knows. This is one where the girlfriend says that she woke up and the little girl was just gone. She was just gone. And the boyfriend, the father, kept calling all night. He worked the night shift. He kept calling to the house. Nobody would answer. He was on his way home from work. That's when that little thing, he walks in the door, and he's a drug addict too. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Um, he walks in the door, and she said, "I don't know where she is. I'm on the phone." He goes completely berserk, right? She gone. A couple months later, all of a sudden, she's blaming her own family for taking the child. Her family is saying, "Yeah, I think I was with him when they took the kid down to a boat ramp and she never came back." Um, and then both of them got picked up for drugs. They've both been in jail. Oh my God, 20 years, 20 years, something like that, on drug related charges. Misty, that's her name, Misty. Ooh, there's a whole timeline with that is fucked up. Um, and just gone. Just the kid's just gone. And the people who were involved are telling the police, "Hey, my cousin so and so did it." The cousin's going, "Oh no, I'm her cousin, but no, her brother did it." And then her brother's going, "No, Uncle Joe did it." None of Ronald Cummings' family was getting, you know, it was Misty What's Her Face's family. And they have not arrested anyone in connection with the child's disappearance, but they did get him on drug charges, so they are in jail. I know. I'm going to try to find a mystery that does not have a disappearing child or a murder. I think we need a palate cleanse. So let me just say, by next week, I will have something that doesn't involve children, murders, anything like that. I'm going to search the web high and low until I find it. We need a palate cleanser. All right. That's what we need. So get ready. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm going to go do it. And then after, I know I could do these all day long, these cold cases. I I wish I didn't have to, but I do. Like I said, I always think I'm helping. I think I'm helping. You know, am I? No, but I mean, let's do a haunting. You want to do it? So let's talk about Corpsewood next week. Y'all want to talk about Corpsewood? But that is a murder, though. That's two murders, actually. Wait a minute. That's actually two murders. Um, we could do. Listen, Saturday night, paranormal pajama party. We could do it. We could do it. That would be fun. The last time we did a paranormal pajama party, I went to the hospital the day after. I went to the hospital the day after because I had lithium intoxication. We'll do it. Exactly. That's what I think. I think about these children. I think about their families, and I understand that you can't fight these battles every single day. If you're the family, and it's like Tianda and Diamond went missing in 2001. That's 23 years. And I would imagine that being the parent or a loved one of these children, becomes so hard to think that you always think they're going to be all right. They're going to find them the day they went missing. Oh, they're going to find them, right? Because they just wandered off. And then the second day comes and there's no kids. And the first week, and you think, all right, this is not going to happen. Then it's a year, and then it's 5 years, and then it's 10 years, and then it's 20 years. And the fact that these families are still plugging away on Facebook any way they can think of, balloon releases, anything they can think of. I think I can imagine their plight. Yeah, you gotta say their names. I'm always with say their names. Yeah, Deborah, I'm not gonna fall out this stuff. The Shermans, Vicky, I've got them. I've got them. Now listen, they don't meet my 20-year requirement, but that is damn interesting. And I've actually started on the Shermans. I started on them. I'm looking back and forth because y'all know I got shit all over here. Hold on. I started it. Do you want to do the Shermans? That's another two murders. Oh, shit. We ain't gonna be able to get away from murder. And so there's like the Marie Celeste, the Mary Celeste, and then there's the lighthouse disappearances of it's some good ones out there. Tell me there's a book because you know I would get the book. The Shermans were I don't think billionaires. They owned a pharmaceutical company and they were from Canada, and I want to say it was billions. Uh and they had a beautiful, lovely mansion, and nobody had talked to. They're quite young. I mean, they weren't old, they weren't 90. And nobody had heard from them, and they went to their home, and I think it was, let me think, an indoor swimming pool. Anyway, they found the couple hung in their own home. Absolutely murder. And to date, no one is let me see. Yeah, they lived in Canada. It was very bad. It was bad. It was bad. And they still, you think these people had all the money in the world right now? They had all the money in the world. That doesn't mean dick, because I can't remember now. Hold on, I can't remember. I thought, was it outside or inside? I can't remember. We could do the Bradleys. We can do that. I said the Bradleys. Yeah, we can. It's so many good ones. I will make a firm decision tomorrow. I will make a decision. We need a paranormal night. Um, we need to do some kind of mystery that does not involve dead kids, missing kids, or dead people. Um, but I do like that corpse wood thing a lot. I thought they were inside too. I thought they were inside their house. It's really weird. And I don't know if there's even the usual suspects. They did have children, adult children, obviously, but indoor swimming pool. That's what I thought they were over the thing. We'll do it. I don't know. I should do a poll. I should do a poll, shouldn't I? I don't know how to do a poll. All right. I love y'all. And I want to thank you. Hey, Lucy. 3 following major crimes. I do go to Web Sleuths. I like Web Sleuths. I love Reddit. You just have to vet Reddit, though. You have to listen to me. You have to vet what you hear at Reddit, but they're really good. Those people are really good. Yeah, I love to check either one of those. Yeah, member up. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you, Mitten Mama. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I absolutely love you to death. And by tomorrow, I will let you know what we're gonna do. That way, y'all got a week to get in there and get on top of it, and help me out with things that y'all know I forget. I love you, State of Disorder. You have a great night and a great weekend too. All of you do. And I will yes, blue. Yeah, it won't good. It won't good at all. No, Enlighten, thank you. And I will see y'all soon. I hope I'm not going live about a drama or anything like I did with Rose and Paper Cut Tina, but I had to vent, y'all. I had to vent. We also had the last night or the last week of Big Brother. We're gonna crown a winner tomorrow night on Big Brother. It's Cam, it's Chelsea, it's Mackenzie. I know who won the first HOH, and I know who won the second HOH. And I know Sunday night we're going to do the third one, and that person will decide who leaves. Cam, please go. Anyway, all right. I love y'all. Be safe, be good. I will see y'all soon. I don't know why I'm doing this all of a sudden, but it feels good. Good night, guys. Love you.